I think Coach Martin would say we give awards to people and show recognition to people that have earned it and deserve it. Well, let me tell you, if there's anybody that has earned and deserved the Founders Award for University Service, it's Coach Wayne Martin. An individual that came here to school, played golf, played basketball, an individual got a degree from here, an individual then who came back when a basketball program was really struggling. I think they'd won 6 games or something the year before he got the job. And then to build that in to what it was when he left, and for that tradition to continue on. And for him to still have the influence that he has here today.
I think the Founders Award is a perfect fit for somebody like Wayne Martin, because I think it describes, you know, his tenure here at Morehead State University and beyond. You know, he was here, of course, as a coach. He did a lot of wonderful things, but he's also been, you know, this outstanding member of our Board of Regents. So his service to the university has really, you know, gone over a lifetime. And then, of course, we can't forget about his second career as an executive within the broadcast industry. So he's done, you know, some really high-level things, not just on campus here, but beyond. And so I think this is, you know, really fitting for Wayne to, you know, be the award recipient of the Founders Award from Morehead State University.
I don't think I've ever seen someone who is so loyal to a school, who represents that school in so many different capacities. We all know Wayne for the athletic side, but we also know Wayne for, if you have Morehead State attached to your name, he's going to ask you some questions about it. He's going to talk to you about it. And I don't think there's anybody that could be a better representation. And again, I think I've seen so many people who have come through Wayne at Morehead State that he's just made sure that they are successful. And he, again, is going to fight for you, believe in you, be tough on you, all of that just to see you be successful.
Loves Morehead State. Loved it when he was there, loved before any of these accolades came about. He loved representing Morehead State and still does. There are so many people who have come through these doors who are also graduates of Morehead State that have had such an impact on this station, on their communities. And that's a result of the fact that Wayne Martin just kept giving over the years. And I mean, still, every day you walk around this building and you see not only Wayne's influence first and foremost, but you see the influence of Morehead State. And I think that has been one of the guiding principles of what we do around here. And I think because of that, it'll be that way for a long time to come.
You think of Wayne maybe as a basketball coach? Absolutely not. Wayne is a leader of maybe an institution or his business, but of Central Kentucky and Kentucky. He has that kind of influence all over the place. His candor, his authenticity, his resolve to doing things right, not settling for second best, and desire to achieve, all those things make Wayne that's what made Wayne successful.
He's just a very special person. He's always been a special person, and anybody who's been in contact with him or known him, he's just a special person. He's just, I don't know what words could describe him, but he is a friend to so many people, and you could always count on Wayne to be in your corner, to have your back, have your best interest at heart. So many people who've come through WKYT, you know, still rely on him. They know that he is a loyal friend to them.
I think all of us that have gone to Morehead State, we feel that pride, and we all feel it, but I think Wayne is someone who, when you're around him, you hear him talk about Morehead State, you hear him love on people. You know, that is what it's about. You know, it's not just about raising the dollars for the school, it's not just for, you know, making the connections for people there, it's about being all-encompassed with the school, and I think Wayne has done a really good job of that over the years, of just solidifying that it's more than just a school in the mountains, that it's a place where people learn about themselves, they find their career path, and hopefully I think Wayne wants all of us to love Morehead State just as much as he has loved that campus.
Coach Martin is such a leader. He's a leader of people, he's a leader of ideas, and he's a leader of things, and he's been a leader for Morehead State University. He has a wonderful demeanor about himself. He's an individual that you can trust. When Coach Martin tells you something, he's behind it and he doesn't change. He's loyal to his friends, he's loyal to the Eagle Nation, and he's such a fine individual.
It's very appropriate that he's the recipient this year. He's been a great Eagle, and he's just always been about Moorhead, and was glad to be here as a coach, glad to be here as a supporter, and I think he's done what he could to help students find their way, whether they made it to WKYT or YMT, or just to find a path somewhere to succeed after they finish school here. He's just always been a supporter, and he cares very deeply for the university.
You know, David, my time in the legislature, I mean, I was on speed dial for Coach Martin, and he was calling, advocating for this university, that we need this project, we need this investment, we need that to happen, we need this bill to pass. And it was really the same kind of commitment, the same kind of really in the trenches kind of effort that Coach Martin still holds today.
Bleeds blue. He's all about Moorhead State. Everything's always what's best for Moorhead State, and Coach loves this university. He always tells me we're at graduations together sitting beside. He loves seeing the first time kids that graduate from Moorhead State and things. But I agree, there's no one more deserving than Coach Martin. He has did so much for Moorhead State, and it's not because he had to do it. He wants to do it, and that's what really makes this special. And you know, I'm glad to see Coach get recognized for his contribution, not only as a student, employee, but also a board member, because he's did it all for Moorhead State. And I think if he had to do over with, he'd do it again.
Without question. I mean, he is Moorhead State, right? And you know, he put the basketball program really on the map in the modern basketball era with the success that he was able to have, and then just to see the impact that it had with his teams and his players for years to come throughout our state. The way that he led his basketball team, you know, with great integrity. It's the way that he's helped lead the university from various positions, and no one loves Moorhead State, you know, quite like Coach Martin does. And so to be honored in this way is very fitting.
Wayne Martin showed a lot of us the way to success. I know in my personal experience as a coach and as an administrator, he showed that to me through a lifetime from watching him as a coach. But certainly in my career at Pikeville as a coach, and certainly in my career now at Moorhead State, he has shown all of those pathways to what success looks like, and gave us all hope, and not only just from a community perspective, but national hope. And I give him a lot of credit for my success. Good coaches are great teachers. Good coaches are great business people. Good coaches are great family men. Good coaches are all those things that you learn in life that are important to you. And I believe coaching done well gets you in a lot of different compartments, and that's no different for Wayne. His ability to lead the field of technology and media and business, just like he did coaching the Eagles in '84. There's no difference. He just had a passion for leadership. He was risky, but also very well educated in the risks that he was going to take. And there's no way to grow if you don't take some risks. And he was able to balance those two features and really grow.
I think I was maybe 1 year old when Moorhead last won the OVC. And Wayne, as he recruited us, sold us on this notion, this dream, that we could do these things. And being young kids, we didn't know if that was possible or not, but we believed it because Wayne made it real. Probably the beginning of my sophomore year, we had high expectations, and we were failing to meet them, almost in every way. We didn't necessarily get along. Wayne sensed all of this. He calls us in, and Wayne gave us this hokey little piece of, forgive me Wayne, but this hokey little piece of paper, and it was about, well, it was 5 pieces of paper. And he said, this is what Moorhead is about. And it was basically a sermon on all the things we were not doing well. I have that piece of paper, and as you can see, it's worn out. And he said, I want that on your body, wherever you're at, regardless if that's in Moorhead, that's in class, that's in the gym. It better be on you, or you will run. And when Wayne meant run, he meant run. So we had to sit and read these things over and over. And it was sort of like our creed, I suppose. And it turned our season around.
And he left us with, you know, some very memorable moments, some that I will always cherish. Back-to-back NCAA appearances, you know, the opening round victory on a last-second shot. You know, how exciting can you get? Those are things as a fan, as a player, and as a coach, you dream about those opportunities. And he was successful in making things like that happen for us. So those are things that all of us that were part of that era of his coaching tenure, you know, will never forget.
He, of course, is a father figure to me. Coming here at 18 years old and really taking a bunch of boys and making us young men. Carrying over what he taught us, and listen, it was hard work at times. I mean, there've been times I got on the phone, called my mom. I said, "Dad, Mom and Dad," and I'd say, "This guy's crazy." I mean, we worked hard, but you know what he was building was really special. And he wasn't only building physical toughness and mental toughness, but he was preparing us for life.
The '83 team was really unique because we weren't supposed to win. And we did, and that was a super special time. The '84 team, that was a year of a lot more pressure. I think pressure for the coaching staff as well as the players, and everybody in the league took their shots at us. So there was a certain amount of different satisfaction, if you will, being able to take on that pressure and still succeed and win the conference again and go back to the NCAA tournament. So those were two different unique challenges. Both were very special to me still to this day.
Coach Martin was someone that was constantly reaching out to me with encouragement. He watched every game. He came to as many home games as he possibly could, which was a lot over my 10 years, you know, at Morehead State. And you know, he always had a word of encouragement, whether it was a win or it was a loss. He was always, you know, taking a look at our team from the old coach's perspective, and he would talk about, you know, we're playing hard, we're sharing the ball, we're defending, we're playing the right way, and it's going to, you know, the stone's going to crack and the tide's going to turn. And he was right. And once it did, I think, you know, there were very few people more proud of the program and of me, of where we were able to get to. And so I'll never forget, you know, going to that first NCAA tournament and thinking about him. But then we had the opportunity to go for our second championship team and go to the NCAA tournament. He was there for every step of the way and enjoying that with me. And that particular season passed Coach Martin on the all-time wins list, which was just a huge moment for me. I think in that same day, we won a regular season title. I passed my mentor, my hero in Coach Martin, and he was there to present me, you know, with the game ball. And so a special moment that I'm going to always cherish, and it's one that was set up by him many, many years prior to that.
Not all of us have the same opportunities to impact. I think Wayne had that ever-arching opportunity to impact, and he didn't miss those opportunities. So to be able to do what he did for our state, to do what he did for technology and media, to do what he's continuing to do here at Morehead State in the board role, yeah, I think his ability to be gracious through his impact has been something that's moved the needle here at Morehead State, but also in all the opportunities that he's had throughout his career.
He's such an inspiration to individuals. He's a teacher, he's been a coach to many, he's been a mentor to many, and he's certainly been a mentor and a great friend to me.
For someone like Wayne Martin to be a part of my life, and for someone that my husband and I could love on like he is family, has just been the best part of this career. And again, I've always felt the love, I've always felt the support, I've always felt that there, other than my parents, there could have been no one else in my corner. And I mean that. Outside of this building, Wayne has always been like family to me, and he will always be family to Steve and I.
You know, my mom and dad had a tremendous influence in my life. Other people have, but there's no question that equal to that, to be very honest. Coach Martin's been that person for me.
Next to my father, the most influential male in my life, period.
Coach Martin, congratulations, my friend. You have earned this award, and you deserve this award. And we're all so happy for you as former players, this entire community, and this entire Commonwealth of Kentucky. Congratulations.